Hi, this is the first example of function composition. In this case, this first example is regarding a case in which we're going to input the value of a function to another function, which is the case here of h of g of 6. I'm going to write it in here. Would be here h of g of 6. Now here, I want you to notice something about these three functions we have here, f of x, g of n, and h of t. They have different variables within. So in this case, it actually doesn't matter that they have x, n's, and t's. Just the thing we have to take care about is when we're going to input this value, and just moving along, just pretty much like if there would be the same variable, to be honest. So I'm going to keep doing this, but just keep in mind one idea. This is an example which is purely mathematical. So we can do this here, but in an example or a case where we will be dealing with something of real life, this wouldn't have to be the case. I'm going to do an example of this later on. Just for now, just think it entirely mathematical. In these cases, we don't have to worry about they having different variables. So, okay, let's start with this one. H of g of 6. So now we have g. The question here is, what is g of 6? So I'm going to start here. G of 6. So let's work this out. Would be negative 6. I'm just substituting 6 in the function g of n plus 2 times. And now here comes the first thing. We have to substitute within a substitution here. We have to solve to answer here the question, what is f of 6? I'm going to do it in here. So it would be f of 6 is equal to negative 6 here. And that is what we're going to input back where we started. It will be negative 6 here. And I'm going to continue just exactly if I would be just continuing with g of 6 in here. So I'm going to continue down here now. I'm going to write here the expression, and this expression is g of 6 here. Now I'm going to proceed with this. Would be 6 minus 12. So in other words, g of 6 is equal to negative 18. Now this negative 18, this one here, is the one we're going to input back where we started. It's negative 18, and that we're going to input in here, in h, where we start here. So let's do that here, like this. So this is pretty ugly, like this, better. Now let's work through h of 18. I'm going to substitute it's negative 18. I'm going to substitute the negative 18, in this case in all the t's, because remember it's h of t. Let's see, here it will be negative 18 squared plus, and here comes another thing. We have to substitute g of negative 18. So I believe you are starting to figure out how complicated this kind of problems could get. So I'm going to ask here again, what is g of negative 18? I'm going to solve that out in here. Maybe g of negative 18, which is equal to negative 18 plus 2 times, and here we have to do another substitution, will be f of negative 18, and we have to ask what is f of negative 18. I'm going to solve it in here. F of negative 18, this one is a pretty easy one. So f of negative 18 is actually positive 18, and we have to plug it back here. So I'm going to just continue. I'm going to be here 18. I'm going to continue here. I'm just going to write the rest of the expression. Going to be 8 positive 8, this also yes, positive 18, and this is g of negative 18. Now I'm going to scroll down a bit the screen because we're running out of space. So okay, I'm going to continue in here. Yes. Now g of negative 18 is equal to 18 plus 36. Now, in other words, g of negative 18 is equal to 54. Now, this 54 is the one we're going to input back in this one here, h of negative 18. So I'm going to place it, just following the order we have been following. Now, I'm going to solve this out. Negative 18 squared is just the same as saying 324. Now, just keep in mind there is a negative sign outside of these parentheses, so it's going to be a negative 324. Now, I'm going to write the rest of the statement here. Is h of negative 18. Just keep in mind we're starting in here and we're going here, okay? Just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's follow. We're nearly done here. So this will be just the same as saying 54 minus 324 is just the same as saying negative 270. And with that, we are done. We answered the question of what is h of g of 6. I'm just going to write it in here, g of 6, and with that we are done. I think you can see that these kind of problems are pretty long, could get pretty long. So the main thing here is just to keep order all along the problem. So hopefully this was useful for you. Let's move to another example.